So I want to talk a bit more about the exhibitor options. If you've never taken part of a virtual exhibition before, you might scratch your head right now and go, huh? You got a virtual exhibition booth? How is that going to work? How can people walk into it? But that's actually exactly what they do. So imagine we're now on Scalefest Day and we got tens of thousands of people milling around the whole event surface. So the event surface is a virtualized version of a conference center in full sort of quasi 3D on your screen. And they can click and say, well, I want to go into the exhibition hall, and they go into the exhibition hall, and that gets laid out in front of them. And inside the exhibition hall, they can say, I want to go into, say, the advice section. They go over to all of the stands with people that provide professional advice, and they can say, oh, I need an accountant, and you can get where I'm going with this. And what happens when they actually go into a stand is they will come into the equivalent of a Zoom room. It feels similar, but it's designed slightly differently. It's got visual backdrops and everything else like that. But they will go into that room where you are as an exhibitor, and they can start a conversation, or rather you can start the conversation with them and say, hey, okay, so I'm here to understand more about what you do, how does that work? On some of the exhibitor options, you can also have private booths within the exhibitor stand, so it's not like everybody's there talking to everybody, but there might be someone that you go, wow, that's a hot prospect. You can take them in to a private meeting room that is still, virtually embedded inside your stand. And once you're done, finished with that private meeting room, you kind of walk out again and go back into the main room. You can run videos within this, you can run demonstrations, you can run presentations. So you have a lot of leeway as to how you want to do that and how you want to engage with these people. But we also need to acknowledge the fact that in many cases on exhibitions, virtual or otherwise, you're really just there to make a quick connection with a prospect. Thank you very much, get their contact details, and move on and say, well, okay, I'll give you a call next week, I'll set up a Zoom meeting, is this the best email to reach you on? We understand that's often the case, because if you're a popular stand, you could have 50 people standing in a line, standing there to wait to come in at any given time. And you want to just kind of expedite them through so you're not waiting for too long. So there are a number of features in which people can basically either pre-book so that you're ensure there's not too much of a queue. Through that, they also leave their contact details, so even if they don't show up for their pre-booking, you still have the ability to contact them later on. And the whole contact flow is a lot easier. We don't have to hand over a physical business card, we don't run out of cards, we don't need to scan somebody else's QR code, because the software takes care of acknowledging the fact that I, as an attendee, walked into your stand, and therefore my details are now available to you. So the exhibitor stands is a great way of engaging with an audience. If you choose to take one of the premium packages on the exhibitor stands, also be aware that if you run scheduled events, the starting of those scheduled events can and will be announced in the broader context for everybody. And so that people know, oh, there's an event coming up in 10 minutes or 20 minutes where we're talking about cloud computing and how I can implement that in my business. So there's a lot of ways in which you can leverage this and use that to maximum advantage for yourself. So look forward to seeing you on the exhibitor stand.